Hey YouTube, Herbal Prepper here, and today I wanted to tell you a little bit about my channel. I'm going to put this video as the trailer, and then that way it'll just kind of pop up when you come to my channel. So if you're new to my channel, thanks for coming and checking me out. I wanted to go ahead and give you guys just a little video on why I prep and, you know, what I am. One, I'm an herbalist, hence the reason why in the beginning of my videos I say Herbal Prepper here. So if you're looking for some advice on how to substitute pharmaceuticals, because if you're a prepper and you don't think there's ever going to be a way to get pharmaceuticals again, or you think it's going to be difficult, then there are alternatives, and that's why I'm here. So with that being said, why do I prep? Alright, well, one, I'm a spiritual prepper. So I prep and prepare because, one, Scripture tells me to. Now you can argue that point with me and say I'm not valid, it's an invalid, it's a moot point, it's this, it's that. But let's just face it, let's be real here when I say all the prophets were preppers. They were self-sufficient. They followed our Creator's will of allowing the land to rest so it can become more fertile again, because, you know, our land is crap. Our soil is not fertile, and it's crap as well. So therefore the food that is produced, including herbs, is crap in comparison to what it was in biblical days. So they prepared, and so, well, what did they do? If they had to let the land rest for a certain amount of time, they had to bring back food and stock it so that when the land was rested and they were not harvesting, they were able to feed themselves. Prepper. Okay? I'm not a doomsday prepper. I'm just someone that sees a storm coming and sees hard times ahead, and I am preparing for it. Do I live a paranoid life? No, not at all. Not at all. That is a common misconception for people who are preppers. I live a very wonderful life. I have a husband and, you know, family and everything. So I'm not a tinfoil hat wearing, sitting in my house chewing on my fingernails thinking the next phone call is going to be the government coming after me or aliens or, you know, whatever extreme that people think in their head preppers are. Not at all. In fact, in a lineup of people, mainstream normal people, you would not be able to pick me out as a prepper, as a crazy tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist. You wouldn't. You can say, I mean, if you see me on my videos, of course, but if you had never seen me, you would not have known that I was a prepper. Though I don't hide it. I don't hide it at all. People say, well, maybe you're stupid for not hiding it. Maybe you should. Maybe the government will. If the government doesn't have me on a list, a watch list, that someone's not doing their job. I don't hide that I disagree with our governments. I don't hide that I feel a collapse is coming. I don't at all hide that I'm a prepper. Everyone that knows me knows that I prep. So, hey, if I'm not being watched, then someone's slacking. Okay? And I know I am being watched. And it's okay. It's not a big deal, you know. It's fine. It's whatever. I follow Scripture, and I know in my heart what I need to do. And so I'm here to help whoever I can help. If I can help just one person, I'm okay with that, you know. So if you have any questions for me, or if you have any concerns, let me know. I will do my very best to answer your comments and your concerns. But I do feel a massive, and I do mean a massive, sense of urgency to get my videos out as soon as possible. I'm really about 90% sure, maybe more, I might be cutting myself down right here, but I'm about at least 90% sure that 2014, March of 2014 will be the collapse. March, April time frame. Do I know how the collapse will happen? No, not at all. I don't know if it's just going to happen like Cyprus. You're going to go to the bank and there's not going to be any money, or if you're going to, slowly go into an economic collapse, meaning, because we've been going into this for a while, but I mean, if there's going to be one day you go to work and they're just going to fire everyone, or if they're going to say, hey, there's an economic collapse, we're going to bring in a new exchange of money, and you bring in your $1,000 of American dollars, and then they'll give you $10 worth of the new currency. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I fully believe, I have my theories, but I fully believe that a collapse is coming. I truly believe that it'll be somewhat like the Great Depression, where there will be food lines, because there is going to be still work. Because I follow scripture, there's still going to be people working, because it says in the third seal, it says a man's wages for one day will cover his food for one day, not his family, only himself. So that tells you something's up. And so the next 2 years of your life, our lives, are fixing to get real interesting. If you follow scripture, you know what I mean. And I don't mean the mainstream, when you go to church and your pastor says, oh, this is a beautiful day, and yada, 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 and let's talk about how you need to be a good little wife, and how he needs to be a good head of the household, and how your children. That is so overrated. I'm sorry if I'm offending someone, but it just is. That is not what we need to be hearing. Yes, let's talk about that, but let's talk about end days, guys. Hey, I think it's pretty relevant, and I think we should talk about it. And I think there should be more pastors talking about it. You got your main, John Hagee and everybody like that that's talking about the blood moons and stuff. But locally, there aren't enough pastors talking about, or priest, or whatever your religion is. There's not enough people talking about it. There just isn't. Scripture says that, in the end days, people will turn away from sound doctrine. People will just party up to the very last, people just, I want you to be alert. I want you to see your surroundings. And I hope with my channel I can help you see your surroundings, because it's my belief that March of 2014 is going to change people's lives. And even with a great change, people are still going to, like I said, in the Great Depression, people were still buying Coca-Cola and Pepsi when people were not being able to eat. Coca-Cola and Pepsi? Are you kidding me? In a time where people are dying because they're starving? So history repeats itself, guys. I mean, look back at the Great Depression. People were starving and they were buying Coca-Cola and Pepsi. I'll never understand. I'll never understand that. So people will be partying it up all the way up to end days. So here's my concern. I very well might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But what if I'm right? What if I'm right and you're not prepared? So that's why my channel's here. I'm hoping and praying I can help some. So until next time, guys.